1, 2, 3.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Again, but it doesn't say what. Let's see if I can fit this. I guess I'll drop the new trucker set.
Oh, nice. You have your sticker on it.
Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2024 Manhattan Beach Open, as we so call the MBO. I'm Rob Espero with Victoria Dennis. Another classic matchup, our third of the day on this fabulous Friday here in Manhattan Beach. Vic, what do you think of our matchup here between James Shaw and Chaim Schalk facing off against Bill Kolinske and Marcus Carvalhaes?
Yeah, well, it's going to be fun defense, that's for sure. Shaw puts up a big block at the net, and he was a setter indoors, so we know that he has that volley IQ and to bring that craftiness. And we have the Brazilian here at the service line, an unreal defender in Marcos.
Starting off with the pass is Schalk, and Schalk going thumb down on the pound to start it up. He's not shy right out the gate.
Not shy at all. Full steam ahead there for Chaim, being able to keep that ball out in front and unload with a high hand-to-ball contact.
Came back to serve. Chaim listed at 6'5". From Red Deer, Alberta, Canada, Carvalhaes, double contact called on the set by Kolinske, and he's taken issue with BMAC.
So it's kind of interesting, this dialogue of lifts and double contacts here. As of recently, I've heard referees saying that they're okay with it being held less and okay with more spin on the ball. So they want to see more spin, quicker hands on the ball than hold and release.
Saw Marcus on that fadeaway blast off the block of James Shaw as they get on the board at 1 looking at 2. That's a great point, though, Vig, about the standards of sets and what's called and what's not. Bill trying to play with a win, and James, that's a big boy swinging on 2.
Yes, James standing at a just average 6'8". out of Woodside, California. Went to St. Francis High School and then Stanford, Bay Area to his core.
From volleyball royalty, Dad Don Shaw. Spin shot. Goes out of play. I thought there may have been a touch on that, but James immediately waving his hands, no touch.
Confidently saying it as well. Was an All-American for the Cardinal as a setter.
Great player. If you watched him, he's the reason why you never want to play against him indoors. Great setter and opposite hitter as you look at Chaim off the dig from Bill Kolinske. Schalk off the block, covers his own ball, and James takes it down. Carvalhaes picks it up off the swing and knocking out the block as Marcus.
Marcus, great dig to convert there in transition. He makes scrappy plays when he's back there defending. Two-time Brazilian champion, played on the tour for many years down there in Brazil.
Carvalhaes listed at 6'3", a defender from Rio de Janeiro, now finds his home in Hermosa Beach. Look out below. James Shaw with a termination on 2.
Even with Kolinske diving into that angle and Marcos running into it, you can't stop it. A good swing is a good swing, and that's exactly what Shaw did there on 2.
He had shoulders above the net on that second ball.
That's pretty good. He doesn't skip leg day. Does he
sure.
even need leg day?
I'm shoulders above the net on a tennis net with a jump. Chaim Schalk back to serve. 6'5" defender floats it over towards Bill. Kolinske now on the swing down the line. Perfectly placed shot in the corner.
A well-oiled pass set to attack. Great hand to ball for Kolinske there. His shoulders were square when he was coming in, so it opened up that cross-body high line.
3-5 here in set number 1. It's only a third match here on court number 1 on our Bally live stream. Hands it off the net. Chaim goes a wrist away. Thought there could potentially be a call on that set. There's an extended grapple of the ball. 6-3, James Shaw back to serve. The former Stanford Cardinal and second team AVCA All-American. He's just an anomaly back in the day, 6'8" setter at the net. He was huge indoors.
And nobody. Come on.
Carvalhaes ripping it out of the sky.
And with authority at that, he came in a full approach, nobody up, and took advantage of that seam attack. Great hand to ball, driving it into that deep seam.
Carvalhaes' only 7th AVP event, 4th with Bill Kolinske. Big rip, just misses wide. We're beginning to see some aggressive serving here as we go to the guys' side of things.
Yeah, we are at the service line. It's your first line of attack at this level of volleyball. You have to be able to apply that pressure from the first contact.
Schalk deep serve over towards Marcus, hand set by Bill, and taking a rip is Marcus.
He has that tunnel vision and he is hungry for more. They battled at AVP Virginia Beach and did quite well for themselves there.
Bill Kolinske back to the service line, the 6'6" blocker from Big Bend, Wisconsin. Now finds his home in Redondo Beach, California. High set joust, winning out is Schalk, knocking it over is Kolinske. Great alert play on the touch and go.
Bringing us within 1.6, serving 7. Great disciplined defense in transition from Kolinske and Marcos. With Kolinske at the service line.
Hand set by Shaw, right side to Chaim, dug over on one, in pursuits Chaim, he's got it, but Shaw just couldn't get enough legs underneath him to get to it. There's that over on one we were talking about in our second set of the day, or second match of the day, Vic.
And it is savage. It's one of my favorite things to see, but if it happens to you, it is not very fun. But great court vision from Marcos, being able to see that that over on one was available.
We've got 7-7, good battle here on the court to start us off here in our third match of the day. Bill Kolinske back to serve it up with the 7-7 tie. Good pass by Chaim, and on to chicken wing, goes the wrong direction.
On-to option is a go-to here for multiple teams, and we've seen it on the international side, we see it on the domestic side, and when you have Shaw there at the net, you want to go on that on-to option. He sees the court well, he has the vision of being a setter for many, many years, and being able to utilize that as an attack will go very well. As Kolinske wipes off his shades.
See the communication between Chaim and James here in their early partnership. It's only their second event together. James, 6'8" blocker from Woodside, California, finds himself in Sebastopol. Married to Molly, who's been playing some great ball this summer as Chaim reaches for the sky and off the block of Kolinske.
Great high hands from Chaim, standing at 6'5", out of Red Deer, Alberta, Canada.
Well, 2-point run since that side switch, so it's a good side for James and Chaim. In the background, you can hear fresh from the Olympics, Mark Sherman on the Stadium Court MC host mic. Going off the block is Kolinske. Good read by James, but Kolinske just putting a lot of heat behind that ball.
Yeah, he really is. Kolinske standing at 6'6" out of Big Bend, Wisconsin. Grew up playing in the Midwest, played basketball, eventually found volleyball, and his true love, he says.
Volleyball found him. Get that right, Nick.
Yeah.
Schalk, great set. They're going for that fast and furious offense to the right pin. Love seeing that play.
Right, that fast tempo offense, especially when you have the ball control like they do on their side. Why not utilize those quick hands that Shaw has?
Chaim Schalk back to the service line. 6'5" defender, floats it deep, but floats a little too long. That ball had sails on it because that's the direction the wind's blowing. So the good side is actually the side that Kolinske and Marcus are on.
The wind always playing a factor in beach volleyball. Right now, currently 73 degrees, wind at 5 miles an hour, so relevant, but nothing too drastic.
Back set by Schalk, and reaching high over the block is James Shaw.
He literally hit that over the block of Kolinske, who's 6'6". He reached up and over that block by extending his arm to that ball. Great hand-to-ball contact, but what makes it so lethal is that there is no delay in his arm swing. As soon as he leaves the ground, his arm unleashes on that ball.
High set in the middle, Kolinske denied, and getting all that was James Shaw. We have 12-9 at the technical timeout. Vic, what are we seeing early on here in set number 1?
Yeah, well, right now, there's been great block touches for both teams. The service pressure from both is looking fantastic as well. For me right now, it's the on-two option, maybe a couple more times from Chaim and James on their side that they were able to convert a couple more points. But right now, Marcus and Kolinske look to be in a pretty decent spot. I mean, 9-12, still plenty of ball game left. I would expect them to dig to convert a couple more plays here out of this technical timeout.
Well, it's a beautiful day for volleyball on the beach here just south of Manhattan Beach Pier. There are a lot of people already down here, and you wouldn't think it's a work day.
You would not think it's a work day. You wouldn't think it was a work day at the qualifier yesterday.
Let's talk about the format of this tournament here. So you had 8 teams, automatic bids in from Denver and Wapaka on both the men's and the women's sides. And then you had 8 coming in from the qualifiers on both sides yesterday. But were there any results that caught you by surprise yesterday on either side?
You know, there were a few upsets when I was looking at the bracket where Chase Fisherman was upset by Cole Rassick, who was actually one of my athletes when I was the director of ops for Pepperdine men's volleyball.
Yep.
So saw one of my waves win that in 3. So yeah, you just really never know. And the qualifiers are so brutal at these tournaments.
We got to give mad props by Marcus, who just bumps that high ball in the middle and giving Bill the opportunity to just unleash the beast.
Feasting at the net, out of system. And at this level, you have to be able to find a way to score out of system. Yes, people say keep the ball in play, yellow light, give your side an opportunity to play defense, but you also have to be able to put a ball away out of system. What a dig.
Carvalhaes reaching high and swinging inside the block of Shaw. 11-12 and battling back in, as Vic said, right at the left side switch are the team of Kolinske and Carvalhaes. Excellent play, though, by Carvalhaes on the save. Shaw, perfect pass to Chaim. Chaim sets and thumping and jumping. James Shaw at the left side.
He was able to take that ball right on his nose, so at 12 o'clock, but then at the last second, he turns his hand and his shoulders a little bit to hit it back crossbody to beat that block.
13 serving 11. You're looking at Chaim Schalk with his serving honors. Serves over towards Bill. High ball set in the middle. Cutting it, but a good read by Chaim. Chaim now delivering on the right side. and lightning strike out the right side, and Bill taking issue with a non-call. And quickly saying, no, B-Mac just saying, no, that was clean.
No? Go.
So you can get a little bit of the audio as Bill pleads his case to the R2, and they take a timeout, trailing here 14-11 here in set number 1. So Carvalhaes and Kolinske made a good run to get back into that down by 1, but now they're trailing by 3 all of a sudden.
Yeah, and as we said, it really is anyone's ball game, but Marcos is able to make a couple more digs here out of that technical timeout. So those digs to convert were huge by Marcos to put them in this position of within 3. And how will they respond out of this timeout? So right now, Chaim and James playing really fast, having a fast offense. James jump setting, having tempo on his set. James is 6'8", so when he's jump setting, he's contacting that set at a very high point of contact. So it's already up and over that block, but Marcos is able to make those reads right now and dig to convert.
Just give a shout out to our referees on duty. Our R1 is Bob McCarthy, or B-Mac. And we have Dave Vandermeer here on courtside as the R2. You know, it's unfair of me to ask you if you saw any upsets yesterday. One did catch my eye, and the only reason it caught my eye is one, it involved one of my co-hostesses on my podcast, College Volleyball Weekly Beach Top 20. You had Kelly Bellardi and Chloe Hoffman, the number 23 seed in the qualifier, getting beaten by Emma Donnelly and Hannah Fleming. But another pair of collegiate beach superstars, Emma Donnelly from Cal, Hannah Fleming from UCLA. So it's not really an upset, but seeing a 39 beat a 23 qualifies as an upset for me.
It counts.
Big swing by Shaw, dug by Kolinske, faking on the faux attack, and the set is called. Looks good for TV, but not good for the referee. James Shaw with a big smile. I don't know if you can see that on the stream. The smile of disbelief. The grin of, what you talking about, Willis?
Yeah.
Shaw, good pass. Shaw on the back set. Came and knocks it over, and Kolinske on the windmill dig to kill.
Style points for Kolinske on the windmill dig. I would expect for James Shaw to go back there and do that exact same set. I like it. I like keeping it crafty. I didn't see too much spin on it in my own opinion, but
we've got a tie score, 14-14. We're having one of those brawls already here in the men's side.
Exactly. $300,000. They want a piece of that prize money.
$300K. What would you do with $300K?
Well, that's to be divvied up in both men and women's, and
that's one trip to the grocery store.
Yeah, seriously. In this economy.
Shaw, good pass. Shaw shooting it out to the pin. Touch block by Kolinske. Carvalhaes goes cross court, came there on the pickup. Run and gun. Shaw bounces and plays pinball off the Kolinske block.
Pinball indeed. Fast tempo offense. I love it from Chaim and Shaw. Just doubling down on their side, doing what they do best. But how they're able to do that is that they're controlling that first ball contact.
Shaw back to serve, and now the coach of Bill and Marcus protesting the non-calls. Off the cable, Carvalhaes, good pass. Kolinske sets right side, good dig by Chaim. Bump set to the left pin. Chaim takes a rip, overhand dig. Bada Jousts coming, down ball picked up by Schalk. Shaw now goes high ball to Chaim. Carvalhaes with a soft block covered by Shaw. Bump set by Chaim. Shaw cuts it, dug by Kolinske. And get me some oxygen.
Those are the extended rallies I expected to see in this ball game. Both teams having very scrappy defense, and they read the game so well. So expect to see these long rallies in who will win those long rallies, who will stay patient, control the ball on their side, and find a way to score.
We've got 16-14 here in set number 1 in our first round matchup here in our AVP Manhattan Beach Open. Winner moves on to play the winner of Adam Roberts and Nate Miller versus Phil Dahlhauser and Avery Drost. Loser goes to the contenders match, number 36. Service misses long, 15 looking at 16. Carvalhaes goes into the net. Definitely a different noise being made out here when we switch from the women's to the men's, because there are a lot of hard hit balls.
Yeah, they get away with being able to jump high and hit hard. On the women's side, they're more technically sound players.
Unless you're Julia Scholes.
Then you found.
Tight pass by Marcus. Marcus now at the right side and return to sender. Shaw just putting up a wall, and people doing the monster block here.
Come on, brother.
17 serving to 15, I believe, is the score here in set number 1. Came Schalk going short this time over to Marcus. Marcus gets to the sideline, cuts it down the line. Smart play. I thought for sure he was cutting that cross court.
Yeah, he kept his shoulders square and was able to camouflage that shot by doing the same copy and paste technique every time he approaches to the ball. So his shoulders look the same when he's contacting.
Bill Kolinske back to serve here in our first set. Back set over to Chaim. Chaim drops it right on the nylon. Point and switch. I believe it's 19 serving 16. James Shaw back to serve.
Come on, brother.
And we know the winner of one of the heritage events on the schedule will mean they get a chance to be a part of the AVP League draft.
All exciting stuff coming up here as we enter September in the AVP. Such fun competitions going on. This is only the second heritage event of the summer. Of course, closing out with none other than the Windy City favorite, the Chicago Open.
No, this.
17 serving 19. Chaim looks, pokes it off of Kolinske. Kolinske on one, picked up by Shaw. Shaw takes on the block. Kolinske with the stuff. Picked up by Chaim, trap set, and Shaw blocked again, covered by Chaim. Shaw, high ball. Kolinske on fire at the net, but Chaim says, I'm gonna go for placement on this one as he cuts it deep corner.
Again, patience on the side of Chaim and James being able to reuse and recycle those blocks of Kolinske. Kolinski's doing his job. He's getting blocks up there at the net, but the patience prevails there in that point.
With our first set point, what's getting it done is the fast feed on defense by both James and Chaim, because they're both responding to the junk off the block. So it's easy pickup. They get to run another play, as you're saying, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Kolinske on two, dug by Chaim, picked up by James. Chaim off the cable, dug by Marcus. Bill goes right side on the run and gun, goes through the uprights. 17 served to set point number 2.
18.
Correction, 18, yes. We're getting a good screen on our flip score since our digital scoreboards are non-operational here courtside. Old school scoring.
Why not?
Deep float over towards Chaim, high ball. Chaim jumping and thumping, signed, sealed, and delivered for point in set number 1. going to James and Chaim. They lead our best of 3 matchup, 1-0. And Vic, really solid first set here.
Yeah, well, James and Chaim, they were able, as you said, they have those fast feet on defense, especially with Kolinske getting so many touches and so many blocks. But the volley IQ and knowing that Kolinski's at the net, they're able to have that fast twitch muscle, cover their side, but do it with an in-system touch. So right now, all of their touches have intent and have purpose, and they're able to run their offense very well. With the side of Kolinske and Marcos, they're playing great defense. Where they need a little bit more of a push is being able to find the sand out of those digs.
What's really sticking out for me on the side of Bill Kolinske and Marcus Carvalhaes is the quick response on Bill off the block going over after the touch on that first ball, because he's been getting a lot of touches, and rather than trying to get a play run off of that, he's hitting it back over in the deep corners trying to catch James and Chaim off guard.
Exactly. So we've seen extended rallies. They're able to do that by their ball control, by their defense. So right now it really is, I always say this, but it could be anybody's ball game coming out of this first set. Will Kolinske and Marcus be able to make those adjustments in real time, maybe push a couple more points at the service line?
Well, the shallow side of me also wants to give props, because both Chaim and James are hammering some balls and they're putting out a lot of noise. So yeah, that shallow side, I'm like, yeah, I want this pugilistic kind of ball. I want to hear noises, explosions, big imprints on the sand.
Money moves, right? Money, the glory shots out there.
That's right, it makes a lady scream, right?
The fans are trickling in around here on court number 1.
Another great Brazilian on the court I definitely have to draw attention to, Jose Loyola, assistant coach of UCLA Beach Volleyball, rocking his blue and gold gear while coaching James and Chaim.
My middle. Okay, go.
Looks like Chaim Schalk will start off with service here in set number 2, up 1-0. Deep serve to Marcus, pass off net. Bill pushes out to the pin, and Marcus misses just wide. Oh, that thing had a bounce for the crowd.
But that's a great aggressive error. I am okay with those. If you're going for your swing and you're swinging high with purpose, go ahead and rip it.
Chaim looks, he's going short this time. Area 2. Marcus swatted up top by James. There's some hang time on that block.
Yeah, there was a great delayed swat there from James. He identified that Marcus slowed his approach just a little bit, so that's how James slowed his block down.
That's a 6'8" James Shaw. AVP best is a 3rd. It's a 7th AVP event as Chaim serves it into the net. 1 serving 2. Carvalhaes back to serve.
Shaw having quite a push this year on the international side, medaling at 2 futures with a bronze and a gold with Jordan Hoppe.
Carvalhaes lets her rip. Pass by Chaim. Set, trap set, and somehow getting it by Kolinske as Chaim Schalk. That was a really dangerous set, I thought, because Bill was just lined up with where that set was coming down.
High risk, high reward.
But sometimes you just got to let her rip. Shaw going to full spin, and he misses about 10 feet long. 2-3.
Aggressive again from the service line, applying that pressure.
We're not being attacked, we promise. Just a helicopter coming by.
Somebody's private helicopter. Classic Los Angeles.
Bump set to the left side. Shaw fakes the crush, but it's dug by Marcus, and Marcus delivers on the pulling James. 3s.
Marcus staying steady point for point.
Bill Kolinske back to serve, gets a whistle from Bob McCarthy. 2-ball bombing run by Shaw makes it 4-3 on the turn. Fast approach by James, able to get underneath it and snap one down.
I like them moving their offense around. They're running different plays right now, running in front and behind. They have that quick gap set, I like to call. where it's about 3 feet from your partner, kind of like a shoot set.
Schalk, the 6'5" defender from Red Deer, Alberta, Canada, finds his residence in Gardena, California, deals out an ace.
Great hand-to-ball contact from Chaim there at the service line. A consistent toss to that right shoulder and a flat hand driving into the ball.
Carvalhaes, good serve. Back set there, run into the pin on a little shake and bake offense. Carvalhaes goes off the outside hand of Shaw.
Good play, Marcus. Let's go.
Good fast hand from Marcus, being able to beat that block of Shaw.
Marcus back to serve, trailing at 1 here in set number 2. They're trying to push this to a 3rd set tiebreak. Service error just way short of the net. You can see what they're trying to do because it looked like Shaw was passing a little deeper. He was stepped pretty far back on their side of the court and serve receive. But then again, he covers a lot of area, so he can afford to be that deep. Off the cable, Marcus back sets to the left pin. Marcus knuckled swat patrol by Shaw. Outside to Marcus. Marcus goes to the rip and crushes it.
Marcus playing really great defense and finding a way to score, knowing that these rallies are going to be extended. He's taking a look at his opponent's side and just is trying to carve up and around that block of Shaw.
Chaim, good pass. Came on the attack in an attack error, and he's frustrated himself because he had that whole angle area 2 open.
He saw it's kind of like that big prize that you want to see and you want to grab in a little machine at the arcade, but dropping his elbow will put that ball on the tape.
He wanted to do it for Sparta, for glory. Big block by Kolinske, falls just wide.
Being able to sneak that one out for a point on their side. Only a 1-point spread, 7 serving 6.
7-6 now our score. Came back to serve here in set number 2. Came a representative of Team Canada, the 2016 Rio Olympics, and Kolinske goes over on 2, dug by Chaim. Chaim gets the bumps it to the left pin, and I believe that ball would have been out, but Marcus still committed to it and tried to keep it in play with the overhead dig, but goes the wrong way. We have point and switch at 8-6.
Still point for point action, but right now Chaim and James being able to have just pretty quick offense at the moment. Marcus is making a lot of great touches on defense. He's making great reads right now, staying patient. Will they utilize that option play? Will Kolinske and Marcus try and use that option?
Well, Chaim and James are serving pretty tough, and they've been getting passes off the net, so it's limiting as Kolinske with the big tool off of Shaw, but it just missed inches wide of falling in. But still point for Bill and Marcus.
Within 1. Marcus driving his serve here.
Marcus taking a long, deep breath before hitting that serve. Oh, I thought it was in. Okay. We'll trust the referees. 9-7. Check the ball imprint, right? Bob's like, no, it's hot on the sand.
There is no challenge here for these calls. So what the call is, the call will stand.
It's a hard angle too.
Video challenge, right? Shaw back to serve. Yeah, no Hawkeye system down here, or even DV Sport for that matter. There's iPhone though. Yeah. Video by iPhone. Jump serve into the net. Point going to Bill and Marcus. 8 looking at 9.
Kolinske and Marcus looking for a push.
Deep floater towards Chaim. 2-ball attack by Shaw. Kolinske was there, but Shaw had a little edge on that swing. It's kind of like a low seam attack, so to speak, because he definitely wasn't as high as he could have been on that attack.
Yeah, but was able just to get a fast hand to ball on it, being able to sneak it through.
Deep floatser, Marcus throwing down out of the right side.
Marcus and Kolinske spreading that offense. Marcus attacking that ball all the way on the pin, opening up that deep seam where Chaim was standing. Knocked his hat off with it.
Marcus with a really aggressive approach. I mean, he does that same approach every time, so you really kind of have to guess if he's going to rip it or shoot it. Good serve, pass by Chaim. Chaim swings high, misses everything, point.
Great serve, Marcus.
And like that, tied at 10s.
Marcus applying that service pressure on Chaim right now, forcing Chaim to try and respond here to earn his side out for his team.
Looked like Chaim may have missed the snap on that because that ball kind of had a flat spin as that one goes in. And that 11-10 as we go into the technical timeout. Pretty decent battle here, Vic.
Yeah, a good push from Marcos and Kolinske to bring us within 1 point here in the second set. I said going into the second set that we might see, you know, maybe a reverse score. And right now, Marcos is going back there. He's earning points for his team at the service line. Kolinske is doing a good job of lining up that block. They're spreading their offense. They were running a lot out of the middle initially, but now they're running more towards the pin and they're finding success.
Now, I'm curious, this is only the second Heritage event, but we've obviously seen the 3 contender events. But what have we been seeing as a whole from the AVP this summer, in your opinion, Vic?
As for the players?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, as a whole, it has to be that on-2 attack, right? So people are jump setting a lot more now, both on the men and women's side. These athletes are using that as one of the tools in their toolbox. It's jump setting, it's on-2 action, it's 100 miles an hour at the service line. And for me, that's really has been the biggest difference of this season, is probably that on-2 action with the jump set.
Yeah, it's without a doubt, I totally agree. With me, it's like seeing these young pairs coming up. Some that are 16 years old with a 18-year-old partner, and they're competing and making it all the way to the finals.
Yeah. And I think that's a testament to the growth of what this sport is in AAU and the youth junior leagues.
Jump serve misses long as a souvenir goes up and over the local motion tent.
It's really great to see the juniors having resources that older athletes didn't have.
Good ball by Chaim, and James knows what to do with it.
On that on-2 option, as we talked about.
12 serving 11. Schalk getting the signals, and he's sticking with Marcus and serve receive, pushing it out to the pin to Marcus. Overhand dig by Chaim. Spin set. Yeah, we could definitely call that. That's interesting because James got his feet underneath it and the ball drifted last minute as it like misaligned with his shoulders.
Yeah, and that's part of the game, right? You're playing in the sand, in the elements. Sometimes that sand monster can reach up and grab your ankles and make you wobble a little bit. And that's kind of what we saw happen here.
12 serving 12 here in set number 2. You're looking at Marcus Carvalhaes serving it up on the far side. Good pass by James Shaw, and Shaw with the attack error. I believe that's the first lead for Bill and Marcus at 13-12.
Yes, you are correct. Marcus firing away at the service line. Shaw tried to find that deep angle swing, but going just a bit long.
6'3" defender with a really tough spin serve. Bumps that off the net, and Shaw with another attack error. 14-12 now the score.
A consistent serve from Marcus and back-to-back unforced errors will give them this 2-point lead.
Hey,
Forcing a
there we go.
timeout on the court
Let's
from
go.
Chaim and James.
It's interesting competitive-wise, you know, when you change sides or take timeouts. What's your philosophy, Vic? Fives across the net with the opponents, or just let it go?
High fives when you walk across.
Yeah.
Hey, to each their own, to each their own. I think each battle is a little bit different. I say high fives, why not? Sportsmanship, but I get, you know, if you're in a dogfight, maybe not.
Well, it's interesting because I find it more on the women's side, and that's both indoor and beach, is I feel like the women get along much better than the guys do.
Yeah, I could see that.
Well, we are here in set number 2 here in the Manhattan Beach Open, and it is becoming to, well, it was festive as soon as he first started because he had people camping out here already claiming the prime real estate for watching the matches here on court 1 and court 2. Of course, it's always free here on the outer courts. I'm Rob Aspero, hanging with Victoria Dennis, or I like to just call her Vic.
Yeah, we've known each other long enough. As you emceed all of my college games.
That's right, that solid 6'1" outside hitter from Laverne, California, Victoria Dennis. 6'3", sorry. I took 2 inches from you, hopefully pushed me to 6 foot, that's why.
There you go.
Marcus Carvalhaes serving, and again, another good serve towards Shaw. Bump set, great bump set, and there's a souvenir for the Slunks tent.
A pier bounce at that ball catching a pocket in the sand and bouncing as high as the Manhattan Beach Pier, a California historical landmark featured in one of my grandma's books. Historian for Manhattan Beach wrote the history of Manhattan Beach Pier, Jan Dennis.
I'm sure we got some great little nuggets that you can drop for us.
Oh yes.
How long has your grandma lived here in Manhattan Beach?
Since 1961, she was the 2nd female mayor of Manhattan Beach.
Look at that.
Highlight.
Carvalhaes with a little Brazilian sizzle.
Sizzle and spice running behind. Great hand-to-ball contact, getting those feet to the apex of that set.
15 serve to 13. And you look at Chaim and James, a little silence there on their sides. They're trying to resettle, refocus.
Each team is different in that dynamic. Some teams like to over-communicate. Some teams just take a chill pill and reassess the situation.
Serving the seam, bad pass save, and joust. Big time tool by big time Bill.
Yeah, and they're gonna need that one. A lot of these plays going on the side of Kolinske and Marcos right now. Marcus was applying that service pressure. He was able to have that 3-point gap, and now bringing his partner Kolinske to the service line.
Came with a good pass to James. Look at that shot, claims it, big block by Bill. The over on 1 cover by James. Buy your lotto tickets.
Keeping it weird and keeping it scrappy. If it works, it works. Sometimes you just gotta say thank you if you get a weird contact on that ball.
You know, Chaim and Bill and Marcus have a great facial hair game going, but the best facial hair game goes to Taylor Sander, who's sitting courtside with us. Ripping it inside the block is Bill Kolinske, and Chaim Schalk taking issue with something that wasn't called, but couldn't catch what that was as he walked quickly over to Bob McCarthy over on the R1 stand. 15 serving to 14. And we're gonna have a Taylor sighting here in set in our next match coming up on court number 1. Ball's passed way off the net and high, bumps it by Schalk. Oh, great dig by Carvalhaes, but it ricochets out of play. There is a lot of pace behind that ball by Shaw.
Yeah, great first ball side out there from Shaw, bringing him back to the service line. He has a very steady topspin serve. He's been able to carve it up in the seam, also paint the sidelines, playing that chess game from the service line.
15-17, Shaw off the cable, pass by Kolinske, high ball in the middle. Shaw with a return package, back in play, deep corner. Did it grab it? No, it didn't. Great block by James Shaw, just all 10 fingers and all 10 toes on top of that. There's so much on it.
Yeah, great vision from him, identifying the attackers slowed down in their approach. He was able to delay that block and then reach to swat that ball down.
16 serve to 17. The 6'8" blocker from Sebastopol, California. Drops an ace on the deck. We're tied. 17s. That's like an off-speed jump serve.
Yeah, back-to-back momentum plays, a block and then a service ace for James Shaw, forcing this timeout for Kolinske and Marcos. Will they be able to regroup in this timeout? It's a first ball side out that they need for this side. Right now, Shaw and Chaim, back-to-back momentum plays. So how will Kolinske and Marcos be able to stabilize on their side and earn a first ball side out?
Well, it's a 3-point run for Shaw and Schalk, a new partnership this year in 2024. Chaim obviously partnered with Tri-Born early to start the season off. James Shaw partnered up with Jordan Hoppy. A lot of good teams this year that have been reset or reformed, so to speak, to start off 2024. We're waiting to see Ryan Wilcox and Tri-Born as part of that group as well.
The classic high school dating of beach volleyball. Nobody knows what they're doing and nobody knows what they want.
Bro, we've been together forever, 3 weeks. What's that, a high school frat party or a college frat party?
There you go.
I've heard.
Rumor has it.
James Shaw back to serve again, tied up 17-17. Tight pass, saved by Kolinske, knuckles it, misses just long. 18-17 on the turn, 4-point run. Switching the scales as it goes towards the Chaim and James way.
A couple unforced errors going in the favor of Chaim and James. Will they be able to close out this second set? Will we see some jump set action to do that?
Bill Kolinske is just waiting courtside. Is that a stall technique, you think?
Oldest trick in the book, Rob. Oldest trick in the book.
Count every grain of sand and walk slowly back and serve receive. Oh wait, turn around for a second. Shaw back to serve up 18-17 after the turn. Kolinske good pass, Marcus handsets left side. Swinging high as Bill covered. Shaw goes and he shoots it into the net. 18s. Great dig by Chaim, sitting in the pocket in the cross-court angle.
Exactly, right inside that armpit of his partner, for lack of a better word, but he's able to lean in there and scoop that ball.
A lot of strategizing going on the Marcus Bill side. Okay, man, I'm going to serve area 4, okay? Been going with James, who's been not as stable passing-wise in recent points, as James says, shut up, Rob, I'm going to hit it off the block and score.
Exactly, and I'll do it out of system as well. Great high contact.
We had some time as an opposite hitter in the USA men's national team indoors. So, and he's got quite a wicked arm swing indoors as well, in case you're wondering.
Sure does. 4 years professionally.
Kolinske off the block, a shot goes up and outside the antenna, but I guess it wasn't caught.
Hit the antenna!
Okay, I'm gonna be quiet on my, because it went outside the antenna.
Right, everyone's saying hit the antenna. It's right off the ball.
So you can hear the discussion.
You can't miss that. No, it's right there. We all stop. No way. No way.
Dave Vandermeer taking a lot of jabbering from Bill Kolinske now. Bill going up to the powers that be above in the crow's nest. Bob McCarthy.
How did you miss that?
I was in the right position to see it come through. Right there.
All right, so I guess I didn't see what I saw, and we'll just let it go.
The world may never know.
So that brings us to match point, a crucial point here at the tail end of our second set. Came Schalk back to serve. Came with a float over towards Bill. Bill's gonna rip it. Oh, no, a shot. I thought all the anger. Kane looks, goes off the block. Marcus there on the pickup. Bill just free balls it deep corner, picked up by Cam. James sets high middle, double contact. 19 serving to match point number 2.
Calling a tight hand setting game here.
Well, there was a brief misdirect, or a lengthy hold, and then a misdirect.
Okay.
19 serving to match point number 2. Carvalhaes to Chaim. Shaw and signed, sealed, and delivered for point, set, and match as a team of James, Shaw, and Chaim. Schalk to defeat Bill, Kolinske, and Marcus Carvalhaes. 21-19, 21-19. Vic, thoughts on our men's matchup here, our third one here on court number 1?
Yeah, well, we saw the fast offense from Chaim and Shaw all match long, and that prevailed throughout the duration of the game. The defense from Marcus was fantastic, blocks from Kolinske as well, but a few unforced errors going in the favor of James and Chaim to solidify that victory.
Well, as always, we continue to roll on here in the granddaddy of beach volleyball. People say that Wimbledon, but man, this is way different from Wimbledon here in Manhattan Beach. It is a scene, it's exciting, and we've got excellent volleyball happening in front of us, Vic.
Every game is a battle. Every seat is going to be filled in stadium court and the outer courts that fill around on the outside, and a ball game and a half to prevail here on court number 1.
Well, coming up on the hour, we've got another good one. My goodness, I'll just say, we got another match. I just feel like I'm underselling it for the say we have another match. We have coming up here on court number 1, the number 2 seeds, the Taylors. That's Taylor Crabb and Taylor Sander facing off against number 16 seed, Adam Hartman and Andrew Holman. That's on the hour. I'm Rob Espero with Victoria Dennis. Hang tight with us. We'll be on in about 10.
I trust you. You're the professional. I go to school still. That side's high.
That's high? No, like the other side? We have a whole lot more sand to pull, but we only have so much time in the day. But like the court is a little bit like slanted. So if you measure it from this side, it's going to be long. That's weird. Yeah, we're at a little bit of a pace.